Hey everyone, how's it going? This is going to be our first music theory, music vocab lesson, but it's going to be very practical and very efficient. There will be a sheet, but there's not going to be much reading involved. The playing is what I'm interested in. Um, I'm going to show you what I think is a very efficient and practical way of playing and practicing the major scale, and this is going to help many things. Okay, obviously it's going to help us understand the major scale, not just playing it but also listening and getting used to the sound of the major scale. But I want to focus on a couple other things with this drill. Firstly, developing a good tone with the way that you hit the strings with your right hand, but also developing a good steady sense of time. Okay, so now, if you don't understand the theory behind the major scale, that's fine. I'm sure I'll go through it with you at some point in an in-person lesson. If you've already learnt how to practice scales and you have your own routine, keep doing that. Maybe you've already learnt this way. That's fine. If you haven't, add this to your repertoire. Okay. And obviously, if you haven't learnt scales and how to practice them before, this would be a great way to get started. Okay, so I'm going to demonstrate it with a backing track, and then I'll explain what's happening. Okay, here we go. 2, 3, 4. 1. Okay, probably should have used a better backing track. That's not the greatest backing track. Anyway, so I'll do it again without the backing track. Here we go. So 1. By the way, this is in the key of G. We're starting on the 3rd fret 6th string. Here we go. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so the idea of practicing it in 3 octaves, I play 3 octaves there, is to cover the at least 12 frets of the fretboard. And by practicing the scale this way, one, you develop a better feel for the fretboard. You're not going to automatically start knowing which fret, where each fret is by like that, but it's a good start, okay? And if you do this, if you add this to your warm-up routine, like before you practice songs, especially songs that require you to move up and down the fretboard a lot, this is a great way to do it because it gets you set and disciplined. So that way, when you do practice and play your songs, you have something to sort of ground you. Sometimes you can just rush into playing a song and kind of be all over the place and be a bit rusty. This, because it's like a controlled sort of way to practice, there's no sort of variable, like the notes don't change. And it's the same thing in 3 octaves. It gets you into a nice sort of good state of mind before you play your songs, you know. So starting on, I'll go through the scale or the exercise very slowly. So starting on G on the 3rd fret 6th string, we have G. Then we have A on the 5th fret 6th string. Jump down to the 5th string 2nd fret, we have B, C, D. Now we're going to pivot and change positions to the 7th fret, and we're going to use our first finger. Make sure you follow the fingering I'm giving you here. You complete that first octave like that. So that's 7 fret, 9 fret, 10 fret. Jump down to the 4th string, That's 7, 9, 10 again. Jump down to the third string, 7th, 9. Second string, 7th, A. Next octave, 10th fret. Again, another pivot. We're going to change positions. First finger, 12th fret, second string. 13th fret, second string. 15th fret, second string. Jump down to the first string, 12th fret, 14th, 15th. One more time from here. B, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A, L, I, Q. I'll stop. Okay. I don't edit these videos, so you're going to have to hear that. Okay, so now with your right hand, if you play this with a pick, that's fine. You use a pick if you play. But make sure that whether you use a pick or your thumb or your fingers, that you stick with the one way for the entirety. So if you're going to use your thumb for the entirety. If you're going to use your fingers, maybe like thumb, fingers, 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 and so on, okay? And if you're going to use a pick, I got a pick with me right here. So you go... and so on, okay? Now, see if you can ascend as well. Let's ascend. Let's start, and you follow the same fingering, but you just reverse it, okay? We go 15th fret. We go... 13th, 12th, pivot, back to the 10th fret, pinky. 3rd string, 4th string, 5th string, another pivot back to our original position, 3rd fret, 2nd fret. Alright. Now notice that I'm trying to keep my fingers pointed to the sky like that, and I'm not gripping the back of the neck very hard. In fact, there's no overstretching. Sometimes when you play this, a lot of people might think you got to overstretch and you got to have big hands. Well, if you spread your fingers like this, literally just in normal position, you'll be able to cover 4 frets with relative ease. And if you do stretch, you'll be able to cover, quite a fair few frets with not relative ease, but it won't hurt, So you want to try to focus on getting a clean sound with every note, kind of like a walking bass line. Now, if you know what a walking bass line sounds like, that sort of boom, boom, boom. Like that sort of sound. Nice and even. And we're trying to keep 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, all crotchet notes, okay? Now, this will also help you see the scale all over the fretboard as well. I'm doing it in G because G is quite guitar friendly. You can do this in other keys. If we took, like, let's say, the C major scale, so I'd start on C on the 3rd fret. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, hang on. Sorry, I should have done something else here. Sorry. It's a little bit tougher to do it C that way, but anyways, we can just stick with G. Okay, so you want to try to do this with a groove as well. And at the moment, you might think, how the heck is this going to help me with a song? Well, literally, it's not, but figuratively, technically, and as a muscle thing, it will, because so often we get down here and then we try to get back here, and it's quite rugged. It's not that smooth. By practicing this type of thing across the fretboard in this sort of smooth, slowish sort of manner, we develop a feel for the fretboard. And there's a lot of things that can't be explained with logic and words with music. Some things just happen because music is a creative thing, and creativity can't be completely measured on a logical and critical level. So if you do this every day in the way that I've showed you, and with the intended sort of feel that I've expressed, you will notice a difference in a few weeks, maybe a month, or later down the line. Okay, and also it's going to help you understand. So I guess on a language and theory level, we can build on this. We can do, say, the minor scale. We can play arpeggios. We can use each, I guess, pivot point as a building block to build chords, building blocks to build chords, as a foundation to build some chords, improvising as well. So rather than playing, which is like positional playing, which is fine, there's nothing wrong with positional playing. By doing this already, without you maybe consciously or subconsciously, you start to understand the fretboard a bit better. So I'll demonstrate it for you one more time because this video has gone a little bit too long. I'll play in I'll go ascending and descending. I won't do it with the backing track because that might be a bit too distracting for you guys. Here we go. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Pivot. Pivot. Two, 3, 4. Pivot. Oh, this. Bit hard to watch the screen and try to play the scale. Alright, there we go. Okay, a little bit of a fluff up there, but hopefully we all understand what we're doing here, and I'll see you in the next video, and next lesson as well. Alright, take care.